All righty. Oh, I don't know if we're quite live. Hello, hello. Hey, Wendy, good morning. Okay. Okay. Oh, whoop, I'm hearing myself speak. I don't need that. All right. Can you guys hear me? Wendy, I see that you're here. Awesome. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Welcome to the Uncomplicated Sales Challenge. This is my very first time going live on YouTube. So I've got all kinds of systems set up. I'm very excited about learning this new process, this new option, this new opportunity. For those of you who've been following my journey, Facebook Lives have randomly been cutting me off partway through and blocking me for a couple of days so you can hear me. Great. Thank you, Wendy. So I decided to try and run this challenge on YouTube. So it's an exciting new adventure for me. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I will be doing all of the lives here on Facebook. If you are registered for the challenge, you're going to get the link each day for how to join me here, on YouTube. All the recordings will then get posted in a guide section of our Facebook group. So if you can't stay for the whole session and you need to catch the replay later, it will be in our group in a guide, and I'm going to be sending those links out by email as well. So just to get that out of the way, the Uncomplicated Sales Challenge. Who's ready to uncomplicate their sales and actually make sales, right? That's, if you don't have sales, you really don't have a business. You've got a hobby, an expensive hobby from what I've heard other people call it. So this is really about stepping up and really understanding the necessity of cleaning your space and creating space for sales to happen. So we are going to meet for about an hour a day for 3 days. So it's not a huge time commitment for you, but I recognize that it is a commitment of time as well. So I'm going to try my best to stick to our schedule and make sure we're using our time wisely. So I'm going to go ahead and do a share screen. Just give me a sec here while I set everything up. There we go. Because I know you guys don't want to stare at my face the whole time. So, and I'm also just going to preface, most of you know, but it is also my birthday today. So I'm very excited to be here doing this on my birthday. And the spring equinox, which is a time of, renewal and rebirth and new beginnings. And really, this is just about really owning that power that is within us that is ready to birth and create new things. I get very excited about that kind of stuff. So let's get into the screen share so you don't have to stare at my face the whole time. All righty, so let me know if you guys can see the screen. Me. Yes, Wendy, me, love it. Let me know if you can see my slides. I think you can see the slides with me at the top corner. That's what I'm hoping for. So welcome. Let's dive in. Let's do our best to honor this hour, the 60 minutes that we have together. Welcome to day 1 of the Uncomplicated Sales Challenge. We are talking about the art and the practice. It's not just about learning, it's about the practice, the implementation of creating space for sales. You have to have space for sales to happen. It's very important. You're going to understand all of this in a minute. Feel free to ask questions. I've got my all good, awesome. I've got my YouTube over on the other screen, so I will just keep an eye on comments over there. Feel free to ask questions, right? This is your challenge. I'm going to provide information and some techniques and tips and all that kind of stuff. Ask your questions. If you ask them whether you're live, ask them whether you're on the replay, I will keep an eye on all the comments and do my best to answer your questions, because it's important that you get this stuff. I mean, it's wonderful to hear and learn things, but you really want to implement. This is not just about learning, it's about implementing. So diving into slide 2, be here now. We have all done multiple challenges. We've all done hundreds of challenges probably in your time building a business. So you know the drill, you know the script, but you're going to get out of this challenge what you put into it. That is 100% your responsibility. I can give you the best tools in the world. It does nothing for you if you don't choose to be present, if you don't choose to implement, if you don't choose to practice, right? You can sign up for the webinars, you can listen to the content, you can take copious quantities of notes, and it's not going to make any change to your sales. Be present, Choose to be present and choose to take action. That's how you're going to get the most value out of this. And that's how you're going to start to see shifts in your sales. Do the work, commit to the assignments, do the assignments, post them. That's all going to happen over in the Facebook group. I can't make sales for you. You get to make the sales. So be present, take the action, and do the things that I suggest to you, right? This is always your choice, to be present and to take action. Okay. You're not children. Let's move on. So first of all, for anyone who doesn't know me, I am Heather McGregor. And I'm just going to check the comments. Okay. I'm the founder of Naturally Present. I am a Shadow Alchemist student and a Shadow Alchemy mentor, meaning I am learning to read the codes. I am learning the process and going deep, deep, deep into it. I also help others on that journey. I'm a certified laser coach, certified quantum flow practitioner, and I am a failed entrepreneur, and I own that badge. And that's a part of this process as well. We're going to talk about that. You'll see later in the presentation today, but we need to own all of it. The good stuff and the bad stuff, right? My journey, I'm not going to share a lot about this. I don't want to waste your time on this, but I did a 14-year backpacking trip, 14 years in marketing and communications, yoga and meditation, huge part of my life, wife and mother, my beautiful, beautiful roles that I get to play. And my daughter's here just to show, we are nature lovers. We spend a lot of time outside. So that's kind of how Naturally Present came to be. I have a whole story on that, but you're not here to learn about me. So I don't really want to share too much about that, but just to really emphasize, the failed entrepreneur piece. I wear that, I own that, I acknowledge that. It's important to acknowledge all the aspects of our journey, not just the good stuff, not just the success, not what well, right? I've tried many, many things and I've failed on many, many things, but I keep on going, never giving up. Okay. So enough about me. Okay. Hopefully you did the pre-assignments that I sent you. Let me know in the comments or in Messenger, however you can connect with me if you did not receive the email with the pre-assignment. Hopefully you did that. It's very important. And I always start anything I do, webinars, masterclass, anything with this question: why are you here today? And the reason is you want to be in touch, deeply in touch with why you're here. What is the pain you're trying to transform or solve? What is the pleasure that you're trying to get to? You want to be in touch with those. So what is your reality? Be in reality with your current situation. What is working for you right now? What is not working for you right now? Where are you doing all the things to make sales, but not having any sales happen, right? The more raw, the more real you can be, the more access to energy to free up in yourself you're going to have. And that is how you create transformation. That is how you create change. All right. So this stuff it's not easy work. Doing the actions, doing all the things can be a lot easier than doing the internal work, the energetic work, the cleaning up of our shadows, looking at the crap that's in our way. That's not the easy part. And sales is always going to bring up all the tough stuff, the stuff we don't want to look at, because in sales, we are putting ourselves out there and asking for money in exchange. What better process could we have for bringing up our shadows, for bringing up all the limiting beliefs and uncertainty and doubt that we have about ourselves and what we offer? So get in touch with why you're here, to be grounded in the reality of what it is you're seeking to change. Get access to, your raw desire. What is your true desire? Be real about the transformation that you want, all the details of it. Because it's very hard to change a circumstance if you try to pretend it's not happening, if you put on a facade, if you try to fake it till you make it. It's going to be very, very hard to make that shift. You must start in reality. If you want the big money, you have to own that desire and you have to play the big game, right? You can't do it halfway and expect results. You can't sometimes clean up your energy, but other times let it go. You can't sit on the sidelines and hope that it's going to change, right? We all know that. It's not going to change if you're sitting on the side watching. All right. So shall we dive in? So you guys would have seen this on the sales page, but it does bear repeating some of the myths and realities. Sales, you don't have to be super busy to make sales. You do not have to do all the things. You don't. You have to do some things with precision and potency. You don't have to do all the things. It doesn't matter how busy you are. That is not going to be a reflection of your income, your bottom line, your revenue. It doesn't matter. Sales do require you to clean up your energy. They do require you to create space for sales to happen. And they require you to choose to occupy that space. So that's another big piece of it. We can do all the work to clean up and clear our debris, but we still don't choose to occupy and be and live in that space, animating that clear space. That is where the magic of sales becomes very magnetic, becomes less about the action and the work that you do and more about the magnetism. And that's really what we want in sales. Yes, you have to put yourself out there. Yes, you have to market. Yes, you have to make connections. But when you are in that clear, solid, I stand for this, empowered space, and you know what you offer, that's where magnetism lies. That's where people are like, I don't know why, but I'm saying yes to you, right? It's a very different way of approaching sales. And it is not about being so busy that you don't have time to think or doing all the things or getting in touch with all the shiniest new things out there, right? So it's not about being busy. It's about being clear. Whoops, I seem to have gone backwards. Missing realities, space for sales. Okay. Now, when I talk about creating space, you guys know I'm not just talking about, clearing out your calendar and having time for sales calls. I'm talking about clearing out the illusions, all the delusions that you hold in your comfort zone. We all do it. We all have them. It is a natural part of life. If you aren't in touch with them, sorry, I've got heat blowing at me. If you aren't in touch with them, you need to get in touch with them. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So creating that space means, I think of it like a rug. You want to shake up all the dust, all the debris, all the data that you hold about what sales is, how it happens, if it's hard, if it's easy, whether you're good at it or you suck at it, right? All the debris, all the data that you hold about sales. So you're letting go of the lies, you're allowing space for truth. The truth is a sale is a sale. That's it. Sales is sales. That is the truth. If you dig through all the illusions, all the content that you hold, sales are sales. They don't have any other adjectives or adverbs attached to them. We add those. That's the data and the content and the debris that you hold around sales. And that is where you need to do the cleanup. Okay. Let me know if any questions. I think I've lost the, oh no, there it is. Okay. Yes, good. Okay. So declutter. Day one is all about decluttering. So we are going to dive into the art and the practice of decluttering your sales goals, your energy, and your processes through three different elements that we're going to look at today. So that's the focus of today. And the focus is really understanding the absolute requirement that you expose, reveal, get to see and know your fears, beliefs, uncertainties, doubts, discomfort, all the data, all the debris, all the clutter that holds your sales hostage. We want to get in touch with and expose all of that junk that gets in the way of your sales being very clear, simple, and uncomplicated. Because we are the ones that add that in, and we add it in with our attention. So all that stuff that is blocking the results that you desire, if you want to create a different circumstance, you want more sales in your business, you have to create the space for it. And that's what we're going to be focusing on here. And space requires clarity, a clear intention and desire. What do you really, really want? What are you willing to stand up for, stand behind? A clear power. So reclaiming places where our power is locked up and learning to shift ourselves out of shadow and into light or power. And, clear and direct invitations to sales, right? Being clear and direct when asking for sales, very, very important. So we're going to look at all of this stuff today. So this is really about learning to consciously choose to clear the space and expand your capacity to receive a sales conversation, to receive the money, to receive the payment, to ask for the sale, all the things, to host the things that you desire in your body. You need to have space in your environment, your calendar, your office, whatever that looks like. You need to have space in yourself. You need to have space in your marketing. All that requires space. Sales require space. And if your space, any of that space is cluttered with anything, then there is no room for the transformation or the change that you want to land. Translates to there's no room for the sales to land, to happen in. Right. So we know, cleaning your office and making space in your calendar and all those simple go-tos are very, very important. But if your energy is cluttered, that's where the work is. And I see this with most people. It is very easy to do all the things accept. Really take ownership and responsibility for your energy. Okay. So hopefully you guys are taking notes. You're all in. I don't know the name of Vibrant Holistic Health and Life Coaching, but I'm so happy to hear you're all in. Beautiful. Okay. Declutter your goal. We're going to start here. Now, goals are always changing. Goals are going to evolve as you evolve, right? So you don't want to get hung up on really spending a lot of time figuring out what your goal is, but you want to be precise. This is very, very important that you get in touch with what your truest desire is right now. Again, the right now will change, but you need to pick a goal, a sales goal, a money goal, a number of people in your program goal, a number of products sold, whatever your goal is, however that translates in your own mind. You want to pick one that is right and true for you right now. If your goal is too big, it's going to be very hard. If it's too small, it's going to be very demotivating and hard. If it comes from an external source, all of that is going to be very, very hard for you to stand firmly on, be unshakable about, and manifest. So the example I give, and I put a post out, I think this weekend or Friday about this, is, we see 10Ks in 30 days. That is just this entrepreneurial proverbial goal that everyone should have, 10Ks in 30 days. After you get your 10K in 30 days and you're consistent with that, then it's, 5-figure launches, then it's the 6-figure years, 7-figure years, 8, there's this trajectory. All of those goals are external. And if 10K a month is something that your mind says, yep, let's get behind that, your energy is not there. It's going to be very, 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 very hard for you to manifest. It has come from the outside in. You want your goal to come from the inside out. You want it to be something that when you land on it, your body goes, yeah, that's it. That is my goal. That's going to allow you to energetically stand up for this goal, to decree that this is what I'm going for. This is what I'm going to create. And it can be very, very difficult in all of the noise that's out there to find what is true for you right now, what the actual goal is. You want to make it a priority and create some time and some space for you to be really present with yourself and ask your intuition to deliver to you, what is my money goal right now, my sales goal, my number of people goal, my number of products goal, whatever it is you do, and let it come from your intuition. You'll feel it in your body. There will be a feeling that, oh yeah, this is the goal. It doesn't come from the internet, it doesn't come from me, it doesn't come from your mentor or your coach, it comes from you. You want to let it rise up from within rather than coming in from without. Okay, does that make sense? You're going to know when you've hit the right number. Keep in mind, goals change. This is just, you're giving your intuition a signpost. When you pick the goal, let's say your goal is 7K. Let's use that as an example because we don't see a lot of 7K out there. We see all the 10Ks. You pick the goal. You feel that it's right for you. Now you've given a signpost, a little pin in a map to tell your intuition the most direct path to take. Now your intuition knows how to deliver actions to your warrior and all that stuff because you've got this goal. That's the purpose of the goal. The goal itself actually doesn't matter, but you're learning how to manifest, how to create. Now you've got this pinpoint in your map so you know I can take the most direct path there. Now, of course, we take lots of detours and all that stuff, but that's essentially what your goal is. Now, the other thing I want to say about goals before we move on is that you want to detach your goal from your need for money. Let's say your monthly expenses are 5K a month, as an example. It's going to be very natural for you to think, my goal, my desire is 5K a month. But in reality, if you really drop in, it might be 10K a month, or it might be 15K, or it might be 3K. We don't know. It's important to have your goal be detached. Detach it from your need. Detach it from your expenses. Detach it from your bills. Get clear. This is the amount that my inner being says is my goal for this month. Feel it land in your body. And then also you want to detach it as only coming from the thing that you're offering. You want to let go of it having to come through a particular way. It might, but maybe something else happens. A tax refund happens, or an inheritance lands, or you get a refund. You don't know where the money's going to come from. If you tie your money goal to your sales, if they're attached and entangled, you've limited yourself. This is all about dropping limitations, limiting beliefs, all that stuff. So you detach it from need, you detach it from having to come in this way, and you detach it from needing to pay your monthly bills. So make sure it's nice and clean and clear. So when I talk about decluttering, this is what I mean. You want to clear the energy of your goal. It's just a very clear truth that lands for you. I'm going to manifest 7K this month. No other data, no other debris, no other content added to that goal. That's a clear goal. That's an energetically clear goal. It's something that you're working towards. It's that signpost, that pin in your map that your intuition now has a place to direct you to. Okay. Now, when you're creating your offers and your programs and the things that you deliver, the products, now you're doing it for the pure joy of creation, not because you need the sales to meet your goal. Now you're free. You are unlimited. You get to create and put things together that are fun and enjoyable and creative. You get to deliver them in that way without being attached to that being the way that the money comes to you. You've created a vehicle and a pathway that money can come through. Absolutely. But when you detach that bond, you break that bond, you open up space for money to come from anywhere. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense about the goals. It's a very, very important place to start. Your goal must be true for you right now. If it isn't yours, it's going to be very, very hard for you to manifest and create because it isn't yours. Your energy has to be behind the goal. You need to know, you don't want it to be so big that you're going to fail. You don't want it to be so small that you don't actually expose and reveal the shadows that you need to work on, right? Get clear on what you truly want, get behind it on all levels, and own the goal. You do not want to waver from it. You want to, let's go back to our example of 7K a month. You need to be behind it energetically. You need to be feeding that to your intuition, and you want to own it, and you don't waver. You don't get close to the end and maybe it doesn't look like it's happening and start to say, well, maybe it should only be 5K. You don't waver. Clean and clear energy is ownership, responsibility, setting decrees. Magnetism is what I'm after. Yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. So that's your goal. Make this a priority because it is foundational. It is the thing that instigates all the rest. Now you have something to stand behind. Now you have something to work towards. Now you've got something for your intuition to guide you directly towards. Now you've got a way for your shadows to be exposed so you can reclaim that power that's locked up. Okay. So goal, make that a priority. All right. The second element, declutter your sales path. Obviously, we need to have a very clear and potent offer, a product or a service that you're selling. You need to have some very precise and potent marketing. And those are not the focus for this 3-day challenge. We got 3 days together. We can't cover it all. So you have to have those things in place. Absolutely. All of those things I cover in great detail in From Offers to Sales. That's a 6-week program I'm going to be telling you about. That is not the topic for today. But it bears mentioning because if you don't have those things, then sales are going to be hard. So you need to get that in place as well. So in order to make sales, you've got to have something you're offering, the service or product you want to sell, and you need to have that very, very clear. And you need to have the precise marketing, right? You've got those things in place. Now you need a process for sales to happen. So this looks like how you connect with people, build relationships, nurture the relationships, how you book sales calls, if you do sale calls, how you accept payments. Do you use online forms? Do you take credit card on the phone? You need to have your pathway. And it needs to be clear and simple. So your sales path is that process. It's how you lead people from where you connect all the way through to the sale. So whether you use Messenger, WhatsApp, you use online sales pages, whatever it is that you do, or you maybe have a calendar where people book a sales call, there's many, many, many different paths. You want to pick a pathway and a process that is simple and clear within you, because when it's simple and clear within you, it's very simple and clear to the person who knows that you can help them, that your product is what they need, that your service is going to give them the transformation they want. They need a clear and simple process. And I know that this sounds a little 101, but I see a lot of people complicate this, especially in the beginning where you get inundated with the, you need the sales funnel and you need this shiny object and there's this new platform and there's this new system. And it's very easy to get caught up in that rather than keeping it simple and clear. And I'll tell you, that is shadow that causes us to do that. That is the saboteur. That is our self-sabotage. We keep ourselves so busy in creating the perfect systems and getting this to hook up to that and that to link to that, and then they can do it this, that we actually aren't in sales. We aren't creating the space or the energy for sales to happen because we're too busy with the systems and all the other stuff. So the other thing to keep in mind around your pathway is that it can be different for different offers, right? You don't have to have one that you apply to all your business, but whatever pathway you choose for the thing that you're offering, you want to make sure it is clear and a direct sale, a path to sales. Do not overcomplicate this piece. Again, that is just self-sabotage. That's the saboteur saying, well, I don't know if we're ready for sales yet. And this is, sales are too hard. All the things that the saboteur says, that is your shadow. And we overcomplicate this piece because it helps to push that necessity of hopping into sales. It pushes it away. Okay. It's a delay tactic. I'm just going to work on my systems rather than connecting with people. I'm just going to go and clean up my booking page. Oh, I need to change the font on there because that's better than asking for people if they want to work with you, right? So the clearer you make this path, the clearer you are on this path in the process, the clearer your prospective buyers are going to be. So don't skip this part either. All right, let me know if there's any questions. I know that that's very basic. And now we're getting into the nitty gritty, what we're really here for. Are you guys ready? Okay. The next piece and the final piece is declutter you. It is actually the most important piece. You need your goal and you need your pathway, and all of that comes from you. But I saved this for last so that we would have enough time for the discussion around it. But bear in mind that it does impact those other two pieces as well. Decluttering you is where you want to be the most consistent. It's about clearing your container so that you have space, a clear space for sales to happen, right? You have to clean up the illusions, the attachments, the lies, all of the stuff that you hold energetically, unconsciously, however you hold it, even consciously, all the stuff you hold around sales. And all of this equates to the energy that you are running in your body, the energy you are plugged into. You are either plugged into your shadow or you're plugged into light and power. And I tell you, magnetism comes when you're plugged into light and power. When you are plugged into shadow, it muddies and murkies the energy, and your prospective clients or buyers feel that. So decluttering you is really about taking full responsibility for the energy you are hosting and doing whatever is needed to clear the energy, to keep it clear, to keep it light, to keep it in that high magnetism, in that high vibration. That is a conscious choice that you make, and it's all about consistency. It's about consistently choosing to be in your power and to catch any and all shadow the moment it appears so that you can alchemize it. That is the work. And I use the word consistently very, very strongly and intentionally here, because I myself have done this, and I've seen so many people do this, where you're working on, busting your shadows from, 8 till 4, Monday to Friday, but weekend you forget all about it. And I promise you that is having an impact on your sales. Now, I'm not here to say you need to, always be on the lookout and always be doing the LB and never have fun. You can make this fun, but you need to know when your shadow is active so that you can alchemize it. It is about that consistency. By the way, Susan, Susan, thank you. I was wondering who that was. Thank you, Susan. Okay. So as I said earlier, sales will always expose your shadows, right? You're putting you out, you're asking for money. Biggest thing we have in our current reality that's going to expose your shadows. And your shadows are all the dense, the murky energy, or the shadow lies, the illusions, the clutter, the delusions, all the stuff you hold around making money and inviting people to your work, your products, your services, whatever it is you sell. So your shadow is the lies. I can't do this. My services aren't going to be enough to transform them. I can't do it. Selling is really hard. I don't know how to sell. All those lies is shadow. All of the attachments I need this post to bring in a sale for me today. I need this money to pay my bills. I need this, I need that. We put all these attachments. That's shadow. All of the prerequisites we add to sales. Well, once I get out of debt, then I'm going to be better at sales. Or if I just get this one more certification, then I'll be good at selling. If I can just tidy up my website first, sales will be so much easier. I got to do this before I invite anyone to work with me, right? Prerequisites. I need to finish this 3-day challenge before I can make sales. That's a lie. You could make a sale this afternoon. You could have sales coming into your messenger, people booking in your online form and making a sale right now while you're in this challenge, while I'm talking, while you're listening to me. It is shadow. Any delusion, any lie, any data or content that your mind adds to a sale is shadow. Can you see that? Let me know if you can see that. It's the lies, the illusions, the prerequisites, the attachments, all the things that we add to sales. All the stuff that we add to making money, creating money, earning money, receiving money. What is the data, the content, the stories, all the stuff that you add? That is where the work is. That is where the clarity needs to come. That is how you create space for sales, by clearing the data, the debris, the content. That's the decluttering you process. Okay, yeah, good. Okay. So shadow is all of the complications that we bring to sales. And this is what is holding your sales hostage and keeping you away from asking for the sale in a clear and direct way. It's what makes you add extra pieces and soften your ask. It's how you delude and really makes absolute sense, good, and really make things murky instead of a clear and direct ask. Hey, I've got this product. I know it can help you. Let me know if you're interested. Very clear and direct. What's not clear and direct is when you meet someone and you think, oh, I can really help them. And you go and you ask them a bunch of questions, you build a relationship, it comes time and your intuition says, you know what, it's time to invite them to work with you. And you soften it. Instead of, hey, I've got this thing that I know can help you. Let me know if you're interested. You, hey, how's this going? Tell me a little bit about your story. And well, yeah, you know, I've got this thing that, you know, maybe you'd be interested in. If you want to hop on a call with me, or if you're busy, then, you know, we can do it on email. Just some examples, right? You want to be aware of where you are choosing to not be clear and direct, and then look at why. You want to come at this like a detective, like you want to understand the data, the debris, all the stuff, the content that you're bringing. You want to look for the clues. Why? Because that is how you start to expose deeper layers of the shadows, which are holding your results farther away from you. Look for the clues, choose and practice to be present. Being present is really, that's it. I know my business is naturally present. I know I teach meditation. So of course I'm going to bring that into it, but honestly, it is the key to everything. It's the first step, because when you're not present and your shadows are kicking up their dust, all that debris is in your energy field. You don't catch it. You're actually operating now from a shadow place. Well, I don't think they're really going to buy from me, so I'm just going to add in these extra words, or I'm going to soften it this way, or I'm not even going to ask them because they're probably, right? You start to make different decisions because there's all this debris and clutter in your field. So you learn to be present so that you can see the data that's swirling around, and you can choose whether it has any impact on you or not. Now, ideally, when your shadow becomes prevalent and you start to be in this space of doubt or insecurity, or what if they say no, or whatever the story is, and you see that data, you can simply see it and turn away and keep going in a nice, clear and direct path anyway. That's the ultimate. On the other side of that is where we see it and we bring that content, that story, that data into our energy field. And we can't just turn away from it. There's moments where you see it, but you're like, you're in it. That shadow has got its tentacles in you. Then you need to do some alchemy. Then you need to really identify the shadow, let it speak all of its BS, all of its lies, get it all out so that you can get down to the core truth, which is I'm going to invite this person to a sales call. Clear and simple. But you need to let the shadow out. You need to expose it. You need to let it express until you get to that core truth. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. Your job to really declutter you around your sales is to be present and to notice whenever it's unclear, when it's murky, muddy, when there's shadow, when you've got something going on that you can't just shift away from, then you do the work to clear it before you make the invitation to the sales call. That is how you deal with magnetism. Okay, no comments, we're good. Okay. So obviously you want to make being present an extreme priority. And I know for many people, I've been teaching meditation for years. I know for many people, that's an instant like, oh, that's no fun. It actually makes life way more fun. It makes sales more fun because you are centered and grounded in what is true for you. Yes, yes, exactly, Susan. Yes. Make it a priority. Be present. Learn to observe yourself. You want to observe from a place of curiosity and wonder, not from a place of judgment. There are two different ways to observe ourselves. We can observe ourselves and be all in judgment and like, oh my God, why am I thinking this? Why is this shadow back? I thought I dealt with this. That's no good. We want to observe with that detachment, just that simple curiosity, like, wow, there's that thought again. Okay, I'm going to alchemize it. You want to observe your decisions. You want to observe your choices, the edits that you make to yourself, the changes, observe the content that you are adding in around an invitation to a sales call. Be clear and direct in yourself. Be clear and direct in your asks. Be clear and direct in your offers and your marketing, all of that stuff. Decluttering your energy field is 100% how you become magnetic. When you are clear on your goal, your decluttered goal, and you stand firmly for that, and you're centered in it, you are unshakable. People feel that. When you put out an invitation to a sales call that is clear and direct and comes from you being so grounded and centered in what you offer, people feel that. When you run clear energy through your system, that comes out through your marketing, your offers, your products, your services, your conversations, your invitations, your relationship building, all of it. And it comes out in your sales conversations. So one thing to think about when it comes to sales conversations is how much content do you add around it? So that can look like words that come out of your mouth during the conversation, but the content can also come in before. How much preparation do you do for a sales call? How much do you prepare some scripts or what you might say if they have this objection or how you can handle this? If you prepare, you do all this stuff to prepare for a future moment, which may or may not happen. But if it does happen and you come with that prepared script for how to handle that objection, you are going to miss an opportunity to be so present with that person that you actually shift their shadow for them or reveal their shadow for them in the conversation. But you miss that because you've come from this place of content. You've brought this content and this data with you that may or may not be applicable, but it certainly isn't going to activate the person. That comes from being present and allowing your words, your intuition, your energy, your clarity, your solid, firm stance in what you offer to shine through in the moment, which will impact the person far more than saying the right words. So the decluttering of your energy and how it relates to sales is so much deeper than just standing for what you offer. Yes, you have to have that in place, but it's really about you becoming that clear channel in the moment. Because a scripted sales call, I've been on so many of the invitations to scripted sales calls and I've jumped on with people where it's just, I'm so bored. It's an easy no. I've been on sales conversations with people who are very present, who allow the energy of the moment to guide the conversation. It's very hard to say no to that when I know what they offer is going to help me. So it's really about not diluting yourself and not being concerned with anything other than what is true, which is this moment. So if you're on a sales call, the moment is I'm here, they're there, and a conversation is happening. That is a sales call. Of course, you want to be clear on what you offer, but you've done the work to get clear on that. You want to be clear on on how you can help this person. But wherever the conversation goes, you get to choose what it means. So if they have an objection, let's say they say no, you get to decide whether that means something or not. If you've had a beautiful sales conversation with someone and you've been present and you've delivered this incredible offer to them and they've said no, what do you add to that? Does that mean what you offer sucks? No. Does that mean that you aren't a good salesperson? No. It doesn't mean anything unless you decide to make it mean something, unless you clutter the interaction up with more data, more shadow. Does that make sense? Equally, if someone says yes, they say yes. What does that mean? Oh, I get to pay my bills. And oh, that means I'm great at sales. No, it just means they said yes. They say yes, you move on to the next step. They say no, you move on to the next step. We decide what to add in, what story, what content, what data, what we want to add to give meaning to that event that occurred. They said yes, they said no. So declutter your energy. As you work in your business, you choose to be so present that you catch the story, the data, the debris, the lies, the delusions, the limitations, all the, limiting beliefs, all the stuff that comes up, you catch it. And you get to decide if you can quickly turn away from it and keep going, or if you need to do something to disrupt that lie in your own energy field. All the shadow energy that distorts your ability to be clear and make sales, you've got to alchemize. You've got to shift it. That's how you declutter yourself. That's how you become magnetic. Expose the shadows that you hold around sales, around making money, around your ability to sell, around what sales means, and constantly be on the lookout for any clue, any data that can reveal where you've got some power or some energy blocked up, and you can do some work to shift it. And then choose to declutter, choose to let the shadow out, let it speak, let that lie be fully revealed to you so it no longer has its tentacles, so that you can drill down to the truth. Sales is a sale. No more. They said yes. They said yes. They said no. They said no. You get to decide what other clutter or debris you want to add into it. Okay? So let me know if this is making sense. So, declutter your sales. To really simplify sales, you want to do the work to create the necessary clean and clear space for sales to happen. And there are 3 elements to it, right? You want to be clear and unattached to the goal that is true for you, right? That clear and unattached goal. You want to clear and you want to have a clear and direct process or path to your sales. So if it isn't clear, neither are your potential clients, right? If you make it too complicated, they're out. It's very easy for them to say no. You obviously need to have your offer and your marketing in place, and you need to be able to lead folks very simply on the path to saying yes or no. That's it. And we're not covering the offers and marketing in this challenge. Obviously, we've got 3 days, but you need to understand that piece. And then you have to clear your energy. Clear the data, the story, the beliefs, the fears, the doubts that you have around selling. Get it all out. Expose it. The reason we want to expose it is so that we can reclaim the power that is locked up, the energy. And as you do that and you clean the energy, then you have this magical space for sales to happen. And then suddenly people are reaching out to you that you've never met before and saying, hey, how can I work with you? You have to unlock that energy and clear the space, clean energy, all the stuff that prevents you from being clear and direct. You got to get it out of the way. So own your goal, stand for your goal. Do not waver from your goal. Know your value and what it is that you offer and how it can help people. Be clear in that. Own your clarity that you can help people transform with whatever it is that you've got. Be unwavering in that. And anytime wavering occurs, shadow enters, delusions come back in, you choose to flip it. You look at the data, you look at the information from that curious place, like, okay, there's that again. And you choose to flip it so that you can unleash that energy. And then you choose to stay there. You choose to stand solid. This is what I'm creating. This is what I offer. This is who I'm asking to a sales call. This is who I'm booking. This is who said yes. This is who said no. You choose not to be swayed. You don't give any meaning or add any additional content or data to the thing that's happened, to the circumstance. You stand rooted in truth. That's it. If they buy from you, they're going to receive value. If they don't buy from you, that's okay. When you are this clear, this empty, clear channel and vessel for energy to move, you get unaffected by the debris that enters or is swirling around in your energy field. You're not affected by it. And this is magnetism. This is how you will activate the person in front of you. This is how you will animate and bring the sales conversation to life. You animate it. It's alive. It's current. You're plugged into the current moment. You're letting the current of words come through you. You're interacting with the person in a current way. Does that make sense? Tomorrow, we're going to get into activation. It's a very important topic, but understand that you cannot activate if you are muddled, if your energy is murky, unclear, if you've got shadow at play. It's very hard to activate. So that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So do this work. Choose to be active energetically and be clear in your determination and knowingness that sales can happen easily. Sales can happen. Focus on running a very clear energy through your system. And anytime it's not clear, anytime you notice because you're choosing to be present, to notice and witness and observe, and the energy starts to feel a bit muddled, do the work to clear it. So for me, that's shadow alchemy, 100%. If you want to learn about that, let me know. And it's quantum flow, my body, getting breath and body movement. When you are that clear and open channel, new ideas, new resources, new concepts, new words, new expression, all of that stuff, new intuitive hits can flow through you easily. And because you're present, you allow them. When you are muddled and cluttered, doesn't matter how much your intuition's knocking on your head, you don't hear it. You don't have the space or the capacity to receive those new resources and act on them. You want to clear your energy, clear your space so you can receive the new ideas, act on them, bring them to life, animate them. Does that make sense? I'm seeing some yeses. Awesome. You want to create space for sales. You want to create space for clients. You want to create space for money. You want to create space for clarity to move through you. And for that to be your way of being in business, to be your way of being in sales, to be the way that you are when you are serving your clients or helping them with the new product or whatever it is. All right, so let me know if there's any questions on that. And now your assignments. So this is a 3-day challenge. You're going to do today's assignments. They're going to get posted in the Facebook group, and I will provide comment on that to help you. And then you're going to show up tomorrow and we're going to dive into how to really activate. So you've gotten really clear. Now it's about activating. So for day 1, your assignments, you've got 2 assignments today. So you did the pre-work yesterday. You've got that clear for yourself. Today, I want you to write out one tangible pathway to sales, whatever it is you sell, your offer, your product, your services, whatever it is, and the vehicle that you're going to use to book sales. Now, I put sales calls in the slide. Maybe you don't do sales calls. So the pathway that you pick, keep it simple and straightforward, but let it come from your power, not from your mind. So what I mean by that is feel it in your body and allow it to come to you from your intuition or however you receive it, but to come not from your mind. Well, I've always done it on Messenger, so I guess I'll focus on Messenger. No, you want to take some nice deep breaths, be very, very present with yourself and ask. Go in there with some wonder. I wonder what a clear pathway for sales to this particular thing that I'm offering could be. Write it down. And then assignment number 2, you can do that. I'm going to actually send you a workbook by email, so you can do it in there, or you can just do it on paper, however you want to do it. And then assignment number 2 is to write down all the debris, all the beliefs, all the delusions, all the stuff you have around this, why it won't work, what's going to get in your way, why it's going to be hard, what you fear the most. let the shadow speak it all out. Expose, 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 expose. And when you feel like you're done with this list, go even deeper, because I promise you there's more in there. And that's the debris that you need to clear out of your way. You cannot be a clear and open channel if you've got shadow in there. You just can't. It's one or the other. And if you don't get down to the depths of the shadow, it's very, very hard to be clear. And if you want magnetism, that is what you need to work on. Okay. So again, I will send you these assignments by email. You're going to post with these hashtags, a day one, assignment one, and hashtag day one, assignment two in our Facebook group so that I can give you some comment and all that. So take the time. It's not going to take you long, but to find a clear and tangible pathway that you would like to do. It could be marketing on Facebook. It could be going into other groups and commenting. It could be replying to comments on your posts. It could be using Messenger to invite people to a sales call. It could be using Messenger to put a direct outreach. Hey, this is my program. Here's the link if you want, or, let me know if you're interested. Whatever that clear and simple pathway is for you. Let it come from your power, from your body, and not just from your mind, right? Let your intuition guide you on that one. So make sure you post those in the group and I will keep an eye on the comments so I can give you some feedback. And remember, if you're not certain, if you're not clear, neither are your prospective buyers. They can't be, right? So thank you so much for joining me for day one. I'm just gonna look at the comments. I think I've answered everything. We're good so far. For those of you who know you're ready to do this work more in depth, From Offers to Sales is the program I'm going to be pitching you. So this is the 6-week group program. The orientation starts this Thursday and the first call is on March 31st. And in this program, you're going to be hands-on. This is about creating a powerful offer, very precise marketing, and really clearing all of the stuff, all the data and debris you have around sales. So the link is right here. And again, I'll put that in the email. If you know you're registered, come on in, claim your seat. But also make sure you join me tomorrow because this is an important piece of it. Tomorrow, so you've done the work for clarity. Tomorrow is all about the activation. So I will see you at the same time tomorrow. This replay will be posted in the guide section of our group. Again, I'll put that in an email to you so you don't need to remember. Watch the replay as often as you need. Make sure you do this work today. Post your assignments. And we will connect tomorrow. If you have any questions, of course, you know where to reach me, and I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. That's it for day one, you guys. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Do the work. Bye for now.